Pisces, hi, how are you? This is Lisa. I'm just coming in. I'm going to be doing a reading for Pisces February 2022. It's general reading. I'm having some coffee. And you might notice that I changed up my tower area because our upstairs is being redone, so I needed to find someplace new to go. And so here I am. And so hopefully you like it. Let me know. And it's really comfortable. Like it feels really comfortable, so hopefully I'll be able to keep it down here for a while. But anyhow, back to you. All right, Pisces, we're going to be doing recent past, present, and possible outcome for your sign. It's general, not going to resonate with everybody. Take what does, leave what doesn't. And let's get started. Pisces. Got the Two of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Page of Cups in the recent past. The Page of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands in the current situation. The Two of Pentacles, Six of Wands, and the Fool, and your possible outcome. All right, let's see what we can find out, and then we'll clarify with another deck and see what kind of story we can tell for you guys for February 2022. It looks like very recently you had to make a decision that you were like kind of stuck with, like didn't really want to get too many opinions about it. You didn't want to have too many people saying, okay, well, I would do this or I would do that. You're not even asking. You're not looking for people to give you guidance or advice. You want to come about this yourself, and you're not really trying to bring in too much like emotions into it. You want to do just basically what you know in your mind, how to be able to work out whatever these situations are. What are going to be the consequences of one or the other? What's going to be best for you or whoever is involved in this situation. But I feel like with this King of Wands energy, it's coming like right up next to you. Next to this, it's kind of, you're feeling like energetic about whatever it is. Or this is a person with you, and the way it looks for me, it looks like he's kind of like staring at her. And again, the wands could be, male or female. The king is male or female energy. And to me, it looks like he's staring at her saying, okay, I'm waiting for you to make this decision. So whoever it is that's with you, they're giving you space. They're letting you come to your own conclusion without giving you any other influence going on with it. And that's what you want. You do not want to have, other people's feelings or emotions come into the mix, whatever it is that you're having to make a decision about. But I do have this Page of Cups next door, oh my goodness, this Page of Cups. And this is like trying to give you like joyful, really good, happy news. There's something coming in. It might be a surprise. See that little fishy guy? I always love this little fishy dude. He's popping up, and I feel like that's like almost a surprise what is in this cup. So maybe you're being, offered like an invitation somewhere. Maybe somebody's trying to say, hey, I like you. Let's, see what we can make out of this. And, offering you, maybe somebody's saying, hey, I'm getting married, come to my wedding, you're going to an engagement party, something like that. But also it could be directly for you that somebody's saying to you, putting out a nice message and saying, okay, let's get together. Like, they have feelings for you, you might have feelings for them, and they're trying to work out something. And it's not really, there is Valentine's Day coming up, so that could be something too, where somebody's like, okay, I want to make something special. And I'm wondering if that doesn't have something to do with what you're thinking about. Like maybe you're weighing it. You're like, okay, I kind of like them. I maybe like them. I don't know if I want to, like you don't know if you want to get involved. But it doesn't have to be that. I'm just saying that was something that came up. Because after that, you have the Page of Swords coming up. And this is, to me, it's kind of like, whatever news you are waiting for, if it was this Page of Cups news coming out to you, it's being delayed a little bit. I mean, it's very, very, like, where it wants to, you want to be thinking about things that are maybe more inspirational, like you're trying to get like an inspiration from something. And I feel like whatever it is that you might be thinking about, because it could directly have to do with this Two of Swords. And this cup is just a matter of, happenstance, it just happens to be there. But if you are looking for something with some inspiration, if you're trying to get your mind involved in something, could be work related, could be maybe business related, maybe it's delayed. Like maybe you put in a paper, you put in a project, you put in some kind of presentation that's being delayed. It doesn't have to be. It could just be that that's what it was. It was an inspiration and you wanted to put it out there. So maybe when we clarify, we'll find out more detail. We have the Queen of Pentacles energy right next to that. And this is, you want to look at things that offer stability and being grounded and being able to take care of yourself, being able to take care of other people. And this inspiration that you grabbed a hold of, maybe that has something to do with it. You want to be stable. And maybe you're looking to buy a house. Maybe you're looking to, start, I was going to say start, not really. but definitely maybe if you're looking to buy a house, if you're wanting to have a celebration of some sort, that has to do with this new stable environment where, you want to make sure that everything's okay because, the Queen of Pentacles energy, she's all about being stable and being grounded and being able to provide for other people and for themselves. So that's huge. And again, male or female. But the inspiration and the wands and the Queen, that all connects somehow. So whatever it is you're waiting for, I feel like it might have a lot more to do with this page than this relationship. And it comes down to, with this Two of Swords, I think that's where your mind was. You were trying to figure out what was best for that. Or maybe you wanted to decide between, this Page of Cups energy, that you're being offered something, and this Page of Swords energy. It's almost like they're kind of like right close to each other, and they flow. They really, really flow. And this King of Wands, if this is just somebody looking at you, making this decision, again, could be somebody else in your environment, just, waiting for you to make that decision, whether you want to do this, whatever this romance was maybe, and whatever this inspiration is. And then we have this Two of Pentacles in your possible outcome. So you're juggling something. You're like trying to get a hold of things and keeping things in motion. Like you don't want to let anything fall off. So you're probably busy. You're probably trying to work whatever this project was, or, however this worked. You're trying to make it happen. And you did get acknowledged for it. So maybe whatever happened, when this news comes out to you, you're acknowledged for it. Maybe you're at work and, they're saying, this project was a great idea. This, you handled this budget problem. You handled things. So you're being noticed for whatever issue that you had going on here. I feel like right after that, you decide that you want to make another start. Like maybe you are like the project person. You know what I mean? Like maybe this is your job. This is what you're doing in a business. This is how you're working with a corporation. And so maybe after one project ends, something else is coming into you, and you enjoy that. Like you like being busy. You like having things, going around you, and you being able to juggle out and make things work out in the best way that they can, because that's what you like to do and that's what they have you for. Like if you're in some kind of position at work, this is kind of like the position that you're in and you like it. And this is, and that's a great thing. You want to feel like you're doing really good where you're at, and, you're appreciated for being there, doing what you do there. So let's see if we find out anything about these swords. What can you tell me about the Two of Swords for Pisces? Eight of Cups, the Three of Cups. Wow. Okay, and the Seven of Cups. That to me sounds like, all right, you're choosing whether you want to like step away from a situation. You know, okay, it's like this isn't really working for me anymore. I don't feel anything about it anymore. You know, maybe I did at one point, but not really. And you have a lot of other options out for you. Like you know, you're trying to like narrow down when you're thinking about this. You're trying to figure it out. Like, what am I going to choose? How am I going to do this? And I feel like you have like, you know, friends around you, family around you, people that are very close to you. And maybe you want to choose something with one of them. Like, you know, that option's available because you still have this invitation coming out to you. So maybe that's where your choice is. Like, do I walk away and say, no, I don't want to be involved with anybody? Or are you picking from, you know, there are people that are close to you, you know, a platonic relationship, and you're deciding whether you're going to be around them, whether, you know, you're going to go further into that relationship and not just be friends. I feel like you're really thinking about something because you want to make sure, you know, there's a whole bunch of emotions here, but you're trying to make a decision based on not emotions. And maybe this King of Wands energy is this person, you know, waiting to see what you come up with. Let's see. King of Wands. King of Wands. And again, male or female. Hello. All right, got the Hermit. And the Page of Pentacles. And the Knight of Swords. Now it's funny because I'm looking, is the King of Wands person actually the one that's going into the Hermit mode where they're trying to think and wait? Because that's what they do. They look like they're doing. They're staring at you, got like kind of like waiting for you to come up with your decision. But it could be you. You could be saying like, because you got that Two of Swords, and that's again, that's kind of like a hermit kind of thing too. You're like going inside and you're trying to figure out what would be the best thing. Because the Page of Pentacles, you know, you want to make sure you have the idea of, you know, where you're going to make sound decisions. You're going to like set goals. So this, I don't know if you're setting goals with whether you're going to be having this relationship, but you're trying to make a sound decision based on it. And then this other feeling coming in now, again, I don't know if this is somebody else, but if it's you, it's more like, all right, well, you know what? We're going to go ahead and go for this. And you're just going to like quick movements and, you know, big changes. And you're going to like decide something based on whatever it is that you're thinking about here. Page of Cups. What can you tell me about the Page of Cups for Pisces? King of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles again. And the King of Wands. Now, either you have an incredible amount of people around you that are, you know, kind of like coming out as these energies, or this is just you grabbing up all these different characteristics of how you would make this decision. Because again, you're balancing something, you're juggling something, you're busy. Your brain is like so busy right now just trying to figure out how you're going to handle the situation. And you have this one energy that's like, you know, again, with stability and being grounded and making decisions based more on practical situations than emotions. And on the other hand, then you have this King of Wands, and he's all about kind of like leading people into a direction that they need to go. So again, I don't know if this is somebody else or if this is just you taking on these two abilities or two characteristics, and you're working like, okay, I want to know exactly what I'm doing, what decisions I'm going to make based on the information that I have, and you're trying to weigh them out, like the way they came up. It's like you got, I just find this very interesting. This is kind of cool. You have like King of Wands on this side. Can you see that? King of Wands on this side, and then you got King of Pentacles on this side, and you're like kind of right in the middle, and you're trying to weigh that out. Is it two people that you're trying to decide between, or, because it was right on top of the cup, the Page of Cups. So is that two people that you're trying to decide between, or is that two different, like, directions on how you're handling the situation, and two different ways to handle it? Because you got one that's like very practical and sensible and trying to make the decision based on that, and another one who's like charismatic and energetic and kind of like let's go, let's do it. So, yeah, and again, that could be you. You're weighing it out how you're going to handle it, or it's two people that you are trying to make this decision about. All right, hold on. Page of Swords. What can we say about the Page of Swords? Page of Swords for Pisces. Page of Swords for Pisces. Oh, Judgment, Page of Swords again. And I was wondering if this was going to come back up. It came up when I was shuffling. All right, so you have the Three of Swords, Page of Swords, and Judgment. And I feel like there's a point where you are actually making kind of like you have insight on something. Maybe it is about how fast you're trying to make this decision and whether that's actually going to be good for you or not. And this decision is going to be more about being, it's going to be a decision based on analysis, or trying to find exactly where things could go if you did whatever it is up here. And before, it was coming up before, like I was thinking, okay, practical, grounded, this could be in work, whatever. And I'm wondering, it still could be. But right now it feels like you're afraid to hurt somebody. You went into, your thought, you were in hermit mode for a while. You went into thought and you're like, okay, if I do this, it could hurt somebody this way. Or if I do that, I don't want to hurt, you don't want to hurt anybody. You really don't want to hurt anybody, or you don't want to get hurt. And I feel like you're like weighing it out and saying, well, how can this happen? I mean, we were friends, things worked out, everything was good, but then all of a sudden if I change the characteristics or I can't even find the word. If you change the aspect of the relationship, it might cause something that you're not really sure would be a great fit. So you're afraid to hurt them. And that's why I feel like you went in and said, all right, well, wait, it's going to be based on you. So when you have judgment come up, it's like, it's a judgment that you're making in regard to yourself, your actions, how you could have handled it, made it better, or made it worse. Like something based on what you're doing. You're not judging somebody else for what they're offering you. You're judging what you're able to do and what you can bring to it. So this is Queen of Pentacles. What's this? And that is interesting because you have those two kings there. I think, if you were trying to decide between them, and you're like, you don't want to hurt somebody, so you might not make any decision at all, honestly. All right, Queen of Pentacles. The Ace of Wands. The Ten of Pentacles. And the Lovers. Ew, interesting. I feel like, now with the Ten of Pentacles, again, it doesn't have to be money. This can be just feeling very good in your situation. Like if you came up with this awesome inspiration, this idea, you wanted to grab a hold of this new start and so like a new passion, and and you might be feeling that good about it that you have that whole Ten of Pentacles feeling like this is something that I can carry on for a really long time. I can show my family. I could pass it down to people in my family, almost like a legacy. So whatever it is that you're thinking about, so you might be making a choice based on that. If this is a person that you're thinking about, if you did make a choice and it's not, I don't know, if it's not one of those people, this is somebody that you can't even imagine being without as you go forward in life. Like this is your soulmate. This is your twin flame. This is like somebody huge. But it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship either. It could be completely platonic. It's just somebody that you are completely vulnerable about, and they're vulnerable around you, and you guys know each other's deeps and darks. I mean, whatever goes on, and you accept each other fully for that, if that's the situation. So you might have made that spark of idea, or you grabbed onto a new passion because you met somebody, found somebody that is that person to you. And you feel all Ten of Pentacles about it because you feel really, really good about it. And again, it doesn't not necessarily mean to be a romance. It could just be somebody that you want to be around and, you enjoy being around. Wheel of Fortune, the Fool, and the Seven of Wands. Wow. All right, well, I feel like you are actually going to have, when this decision's made, when you find out what this is and how you're going to be doing it, and when you pick out the best for you and for anybody involved so they don't get hurt and you don't get hurt, you are going to make like kind of like an ending to your cycle. Your Wheel of Fortune, that's pretty much an end. You know, your cycle's going to move. That big wheel is going to move, and that wheel is moving based on your actions. So whether it goes backwards or forward, it's based on you. And however that situation goes over. And they consider it like a karmic wheel. So it's like, you know, whatever actions you put into it, into life, is how that wheel will move. And we're not always going to float around on the top or, you know, be crushed underneath, but we're always on a cycle. And it's just a matter of holding out as best you can to get through whatever the cycle, you know, brings forward. But I think this one is going to be very positive. But you are kind of in the defense of something. You're like, maybe you're defending yourself at some point. Maybe because of the decision that you make, maybe you need to defend it to other people, or even if you have to defend it just in your own head, you know, like, I'm going to do it this way because this feels right. And I don't have to, you know, go somehow that I don't want because I know what feels right to me. So like, you just might be defending that to yourself, or if it comes up that you actually have to pick somebody that is not one of the people that, you know, were like kind of batting for your affections, you might have to kind of defend us a little bit against that. Just kind of like, hey, sorry, you know. But you still have to choose what's best for you. And it feels like it's going to be a happy thing. But yeah, it's going to be an ending to a certain situation, to a cycle, and you're starting something new. So I'm feeling like you're grabbing a hold of something else. You're like, okay, I made that decision. Things are good. I'm going to handle this. And that's when you come back down to your possible outcome. And this is when I see like this juggling again. So whatever you're juggling here, right before you get acknowledged by whoever it is that's acknowledging you. And I feel like, I felt that was work at some point. So let's see. Knight of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and the Tower. Well, so whatever this is with this juggling, you are seriously stressing out about this whole situation. And you're not sure what way you're going to, like, this is something where whatever the situation is, you're making decisions based on your emotions. You're like trying to be very open about it, and, you know, how you're going to feel about it, how you're doing it, and what you want to happen. Because this is you're trying, like, you're going with your heart. You're fully going with your heart. If that's somebody else in your environment who's, again, with Knight of Cups and all about the romance and love, and they want to have a relationship with you, and I don't know if that's what's stressing you out, but I don't think if that is a relationship, it's not going to be something that you want to continue with, maybe. Or, because the Tower will come in, if something's not stable, it's just going to come in and, like, you know, just go away. And because you're so stressed out about it, I can't see how you'd want to continue it in that sense. Or again, like I said, it's just because you're doing whatever this decision is, or whatever this juggling means, you're basing it on your feelings. So I don't know what kind of, you know, job you do, or what kind of, you know, business you're in, but it could have something because you feel very strongly about it. And right now you just, you know, it's causing you some, like, sleepless nights, anxiety, and you want to make sure you make the right decisions. And the Tower might have made a decision for you, basically. But then we got this recognition. And the Devil and the Four of Swords. You guys have some strong energies coming out to you. So I feel like after this happens, you know, if you have like a Tower moment and, you know, things are just not perfect where you want them, you're going to have to take a rest. You got this Four of Swords, and it's like, you know what, just shut down for a little bit. Stop thinking so much about this. You know, let this go. You know, this is not, you can't live in that energy right now. And I feel like with this Devil, it's kind of like you were feeling a lot of self-doubt. You were feeling like, you know, maybe you made a mistake and you didn't know exactly how to fix it, because the devil gives you all those feelings of you're not good enough, you can't do it, you thought you could, you can't, I don't know what you're thinking, and your head is going on and on and on about that, and it shouldn't, because you made whatever decision you made based on what you thought was right. And sometimes it's not perfect for everybody, and sometimes it's not perfect for you even, but you have to learn from those mistakes or learn from those situations so you can move on and not be stuck in something that you really don't want to be in. Because I feel like that's where you have to rest that head, and you have this Chariot where you're saying, okay, wait, you know what? I can keep going, I can keep pushing forward, I can keep being who I am and what I want to do, but I gotta shut up Mr. Devil over here and like stop beating myself up about whatever it is that happened. Because then I feel like right here is the Fool energy that you have again. So you're gonna do it again. You're gonna make another path. You're gonna choose something else to do, and you're not gonna sit down and say, okay, well, I can't do it and just give up. You're not. You're just gonna I'm gonna try again. Let's go through this. So what about this Fool? What can we tell Pisces about the Fool energy in the outcome? The Knight of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. All right, I don't know if you're getting involved with other people, maybe if you're starting something new again with a project or business, or even at your job, if you're getting involved with people to work with, co-workers or whatever, you may feel kind of stuck around that situation. Like maybe you didn't really mean to bring them into it, and you feel stuck because you don't want to partner up like that. Or this could be, and now I'm thinking about it, it's this phases of you maybe, where you have this energy of, where you want to be sweet and kind and happy where you're at, and you also want to like grab a hold of, something that you had burning in you, kind of like a passion that you had burning in you that you wanted to be able to put out there and have people appreciate it, but you're stuck somewhere. So maybe you don't know how to put those two feelings together, those two characteristics, those emotions, and, trying to be able to put it all together to recreate whatever was going on recently here. So you're feeling stuck. So I feel like you are going to have to, at some point, figure out which way to go. Like maybe you can't take both things. Like maybe you can't, whatever, if it's a project, you can't do something that's all like hearts and flowers and, pretty stuff, and maybe you need to add like some spark to it, but maybe those two things have to be separate. Like maybe you aren't able to do those two situations or characteristics or whatever that is, those two people. Maybe you can't have them together because you're feeling stuck in the middle, possibly. So I don't know. If this resonates with you, you will, and hopefully you'll be able to work it out, because you've been there's so many big life decisions and things going on, because every time you have a major arcana, you are like literally making a life choice. And it's like, you're going on day to day, and then all of a sudden you have like all this energy and all this, choices and, insights that's coming into you, and you're like, okay, wait, and you're kind of like juggling that part of you. I feel like you've been doing it for a while, and time's fluid, so it could be like, going back from like December till, March. It's like, I don't know exactly going to go by plan this way, but if it's you, give me a thumbs up, write me a comment, subscribe. I'd love to hear from you how it turns out. And I will be seeing you, if I don't pop in middle of February, I'll be seeing you in March, and hopefully everything works out, and we'll continue from there. All right, guys, take care.